Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to the second event of our Image Public Health Services Program Wellness Series. My name is Chris Nussbaum, and I'm a social support specialist for our Image Public Health Program here at the Image Center for People with Disabilities. For those who don't know, the Image Center is a Center for Independent Living, or CIL, based in Towson, which works to empower the independence and growth of people with disabilities across Baltimore City, Baltimore County, and Harford County in Maryland through a wide range of programs from assistive technology to accessible housing resources, to referral services, to independent living skills programs, and much, much more. You can find out more information about everything we do at imagemd.org and by following us on Facebook and YouTube and Instagram. The newest of all of our wide-ranging initiatives is this public health program to make accessible information and education around public health and well-being, making sure that in this really important era where health and wellness is so vital to our day-to-day lives, all of that information is at our fingertips in an accessible way for people with disabilities. And so that's the spirit of our Image Wellness series. Last month, we had our first event in that series about mental health around the holidays with Miranda Williams. And thank you to those who came for that. You can find the recording of that event and the recap from it on our blog, and I would definitely recommend that to all of you. And now we're kicking off 2024 with something about vaccines and in-home vaccine programs, featuring a special guest from Baltimore City, along with a presentation from our own Kiana Mayo, my colleague and partner here on this program, talking about Harford County. So one quick housekeeping item. We have a small crowd, so we don't have to do too much Zoom monitoring, I don't think, but if we do have questions, one thing I would ask is that if you come off mute, we would really appreciate it if you would say your name so that we can put a voice or put a name to the voice and the face. So for example, I might say, this is Chris, and then move on with my question. So with that out of the way, to introduce our speaker, I'll turn it over to my friend and colleague, Kiana Mayo.
Thank you, Chris. Forgot to unmute myself. Well, today from Baltimore City, we have Ariel Fincham, who will talk about the in-home vaccine program. You're muted, Ariel.
Sorry about that. I remembered to turn my camera on, but not to unmute myself. Give me one moment while I pull up the presentation. As Kiana just introduced me, my name is Ariel Fincham, and I am the program coordinator for the Baltimore City's Health Department Homebound in-home COVID-19 vaccination program. So today I'm just going to be here to talk about the program, but also just to give you some background information of the program start. The program was first created in March of 2021. We realized that this program was needed while looking at our vaccination numbers and realizing that vaccine accessibility was not being met in marginalized communities that were at an increased risk of COVID-19, but more specifically, our homebound community was really lacking in vaccination rates. So the whole point of the program was to provide accessibility and administration of the COVID-19 vaccine in the comfort of residents' homes at no cost. We provide this wonderful, wonderful program through the help of our clinical partners. Currently, we are working with the Baltimore City Fire Department as well as Grace Medical Center, and both of them have been with us since the beginning and the origin of the program. With that, we were actually able to open the program up to not only those who were homebound and 65 years or older, but also any Baltimore City residents that are over the age of 18. Now, due to the fact that the COVID vaccine has now been commercialized, we are focusing specifically on those who are uninsured or underinsured, which falls under the Bridge Access Program. So what vaccines are available? We are currently able to offer the Moderna 2324, Pfizer 2324, as well as we were able to purchase a small inventory of the flu vaccine. So we're able to offer all three of those vaccines to our Baltimore City residents. I do just want to note that if you are unvaccinated and interested in receiving a vaccination, you would only receive one dose of the vaccination, as it is no longer a multi-dose vaccine as it was in the beginning when the vaccine was first released. Currently, they are looking to make the COVID vaccine similar to the flu vaccine, where you receive it annually, which would be on a yearly basis, usually between the months of, I would say, about August to October, when numbers really start to spike due to the weather getting colder. So the registration process is something that I want to go over with you all today. One thing I really like about our program is that it is very easy to get registered if you are interested in receiving a vaccine. We are able to register you over the phone by contacting our COVID call center, and you can reach them Monday through Friday from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. And that phone number is 410-984-8650, as well as you can also register online at our website, which is COVAX, COVAX, Baltimore City.gov. If you are registering online, we do ask that you please be sure to check yes for the questions that ask if you are homebound and if you were interested in receiving a home vaccination. And I've put a little screenshot of that at the bottom of the page just to give you an example. However, I do understand that some of you may not be able to see that. So I just wanted to also point that out as well, that if you are interested, that you would just click yes, or you can always register by calling our COVID call center and we would be able to do that for you. Like I said, the process is very simple and very straightforward. It's pretty much very basic information that is asked, such as your name, your date of birth, your address, previous vaccine history if you have received the COVID vaccine in the past. There is a small health questionnaire, as well as a health insurance status question. For the health questionnaire, it's more focused on side effects that you could have possibly experienced if you were vaccinated before, but also as well as any allergies that you may have, just to make sure that you are not allergic to any of the components that are included in the COVID vaccine formulas. Regarding the health insurance status, it is disclosed. However, if you are a recipient of Medicare or Medicaid, you would automatically qualify for the program under being underinsured. And this is just because Medicare and Medicaid, unfortunately, don't cover the cost of in-home vaccinations while they cover the cost of the vaccination itself. So after you have been registered, we do pull our registration forms weekly. You can usually expect a call back between 3 to 5 business days, excluding the weekends or any holidays. Once you receive that callback, you will be able, once you receive that call back confirming all the information, you'll then be scheduled within a 1 to 2 week period. We're usually pretty quick in getting our residents scheduled for an appointment, but sometimes we have an increase in volume unexpectedly, and that can sometimes push out how quickly we are able to get everyone scheduled for an appointment to get them vaccinated, as we are working with a very, very small team. But please know that we will get you all scheduled for your appointment so that you're able to receive your vaccination. So once you've been scheduled for an appointment, you'll receive that appointment date and time. You'll also receive a reminder call within 1 to 2 days before your appointment date, just to give you a reminder, but also to confirm that you're still available and still interested in your appointment. I just want to reiterate that our clinical partners would come directly to your residence. So there's no need to leave the residence. There's no need to go outside. They'll come directly into the home to administer the vaccine. Once the clinical partner arrives, they'll confirm all the information that they have on file with you, just to make sure everything is correct. As well as after they administer the vaccination, they will wait with you for about 15 minutes just to ensure that there are no adverse side effects. And all the appointment takes about 20 to 25 minutes in total for the vaccine to be completed from start to finish. But that is an overview of our in-home, homebound COVID-19 vaccination program. Does anybody have any questions or concerns? Right. Well, I want to thank Image for allowing me to be here today. I enjoyed being able to present on the program to get the information out into the community. If there are any questions or concerns, please feel free to reach out to me. I will also email over the flyer to Imani so that you all have that on file. But thank you so much for inviting me today.
Thank you, Ariel. Would you mind putting your email in the chat or just giving it to us here?
Yes, yep, I'll put that in the chat to make it easier for you all.
All right, thank you.
One moment, of course.
All right, so while you're doing that, thank you so much to Ariel Fincham of Baltimore City for coming and talking with us about Baltimore City's homebound vaccine program. And of course, as our wellness series gets underway, we encourage you to be vaccinated and stay up to date on your flu shots and your COVID shots, and make sure that we're all well taken care of, particularly in this season of allergies and flu season and cold season and all of those good things. Just a plug to put out there that we've been putting a lot of things up on our blog about staying physically and mentally healthy, which is the whole purpose of our program. And you can find that on imagemd.org. The website that I mentioned earlier. You click on blog, there's a little drop-down menu that has a lot of categories. And if you click on COVID-19, you'll find all of the posts about health, whether or not they have to do with COVID directly. Anything that has to do with public health has been posted under that general category. So thank you, by the way, to our fabulous marketing expert, Susan Larson, who is on this call, for organizing those blogs and making them look fantastic. So with that in mind, I'll kick it back to Kiana, which sounds like a great name for a podcast. And and she'll share with us some things about Harford County's companion program for in-home vaccines.
Thanks again, Chris. That is a nice title for a podcast, Kicking It Back to Kiana.
I don't know if that's like a podcast or a YouTube channel or what, the TikTok. I don't know what that is, but it needs to be something.
Well, we'll definitely brainstorm on that, get it going. Yep. Okay, so the vaccines are available to Harford County residents who are homebound or who have a very difficult time leaving their home. To be eligible, you must be a senior or must be a non-senior with a disability. A person must contact the program worker, and the worker will reach out to coordinate a time for a medical professional to visit the home and administer the vaccine. The vaccines that Harford County has available is the COVID vaccine, but the Pfizer one. They have the flu vaccine, and at this time they have no other vaccines available. No insurance is required, and your insurance is not billed for either vaccine in this program. And to sign up, you just have to contact Kimberly, I believe this is Putnam, and her phone number is 443-608-9312. And we have her email address as well. Kimberly, Kimberly, period, PROUTT at maryland.gov. And be prepared to provide your home address where the person would like to receive their vaccine, a time that works well for the medical professional to come to your home. And all of this information will be put on it'll be added to the Image Center website, along with a recap of this event will be on our blog as well. So if anyone have any questions about the Harford County vaccines, you can be able to reach out to Kimberly and her team, and I'm sure they'll be able to answer any other questions you may have.
So if anybody has any questions about that that we can answer now, go ahead and shout them out with your name. Or I think Ariel's still here.
Yes, she is. She is still here. And just to add, sadly, Baltimore County does not have a home vaccine program.
Last call for questions. Well, that's, I guess, the sign that we've done a thorough job.
I think so.
Okay, well, excuse me. Thank you, Kiana. Could you put Kimberly's information in the chat?
I sure will.
I started to, and then I put my cursor in the wrong place. All right, so that is what we have on the vaccine programs for Baltimore City and Harford County. As Kiana mentioned, Baltimore County doesn't have an in-home vaccine program currently. Are there any other questions or comments or thoughts about vaccines or anything else covered in this that anyone wants to share about anything that we've covered during this time?
I have a question. This is
who's
Susan.
this? Yeah.
As a Baltimore County resident, I'm just curious if I needed to access any sort of support in regards to getting a COVID-19 vaccine in Baltimore County, knowing that they're not available in home. And apologies if you've already mentioned this, but where's maybe a place I could contact or call for support on getting a vaccine if I can't get one in my home?
Ariel or Kiana?
So I think the best place for you to contact would be the Baltimore County Health Department. And I do apologize. We should have maybe had their phone number. But we can add that to Chris's blog, so people will know where to contact. But that would be your best bet, to contact their health department and just ask them where could you get vaccinated, because they do have, I know they do have sites on their website, the location for people to get vaccinated.
Okay, thank you. So Ariel just put some information for the, I guess that's the Baltimore County Health Department in the chat.
Yeah.
Yes, that's the Baltimore County's number to their MAP office, Maryland Access Point. If we've been receiving any calls of Baltimore County residents interested in receiving the vaccine, we have been notified to direct them to their MAP office, and they would then be able to give you more information about going about getting a COVID vaccination.
Okay, excellent. Thank you.
Anything else?
This is Crystal. I had a question. Hi, how are you?
Good.
Would either of these programs potentially do homebound individuals that were like kind of in a community setting, but not exactly a private home, like whether it was like an assisted living or a nursing facility where maybe they're not getting what they want fast enough? Would they be able to call and utilize these services?
As far as for Baltimore City, as long as the property is located in the city, with homebound, when it comes to assisted living or nursing homes, we're only able to hold a volume of at max 10. However, if it is more than 10 individuals, we do still have our mobile response team, which is active, and they are actually conducting clinics. So we would be able to schedule a clinic with one of our clinical partners that we have at one of those locations.
Thank you. That's great. And is there any age guidelines on any of this or no?
I am not 100% sure. If you want to shoot me an email, that would be great. And then I can pass that along to my supervisor. She is the one who coordinates all of our clinics that we do in the community. So I would be able to get that information from her, but I don't want to give you the wrong information and say that there is an age requirement if there isn't. What I do know is that some of our clinical partners, we do have about 5 of them that we currently work with that help to administer the vaccine at these clinics. Some of them require that you do have a health insurance, have your health insurance card, and then others don't. So I think it would just depend on which clinical partner is hosting the clinic and what are the needs of that specific property.
Thank you.
Any other questions? As my college choir director might say, questions, comments, thoughts, questions, comments, concerns, thoughts, feelings, or emotions?
This is Crystal again. The program is very helpful and we really appreciate this information. I know there's a lot of people out there that need it, so thank you.
Well, you are welcome, Crystal. Thanks for joining us today. All righty. We want to thank you all for joining us. And we'll have all of this information added to our website.
I was about to call on Imani and then she left.
Oh. Any last words?
I think that's all I've got. Only again, we encourage you to stay in touch with us, with this program. Contact Kiana and me with any ideas that you have or questions that you have about this program. We'd love to hear your thoughts about topics that you'd like to have us cover in wellness series events or blogs. We are currently doing virtual ones and will continue to, but as the weather gets warmer, we'd like to do some in-person ones at some point, which will be most likely based in Towson, where the Image Center is. But there's much more to come. So if you have any ideas, you can reach out to me at cnusbaum@imagemd.org, or Kiana is at kmayo@imagemd.org. And we'd love to hear your thoughts and questions and ideas. And we would also love to have you read our blogs and join us at the next Image Wellness Series event, which will be on the second Wednesday of February at 2 p.m.
Yes, and that is February 8th.
That's February.
February 14th.
Yeah, you're right. Valentine's Day, February 14th. So this is what I've done some radio as a side kind of hobby project. So this is what the radio people would call a teaser. What do public health and Valentine's Day have in common? You will find out at our February event.
Good one, Chris. All right, everyone. Well, stay safe out there, and we hope to see you at the next one.
All right. See you next time.
Bye.